Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. It is finally summertime, and I have to tell you, you can kind of see by the wet crop icon up top, the skies have opened up, and it has been raining. It's been raining for a few days. Well, this road was flooded for a while. These fields had standing water in them for a while, but thankfully that has receded. We are back on dry pavement. We are off chipping some poplar. So we're hauling poplar wood chips down here to this storage building just south here of this ultra huge forest. I don't really know how many loads we're gonna get out of that field, but that is actually our first load of poplar. Head on back to the field because Daryl's up there waiting for us in the forage harvester. He's probably burning fuel. Thing burns through fuel like crazy when it's running. Then he doesn't cut it off while he's waiting for us to get back. I mean, we're not hurting for cash, but still, we don't need to be wasting it. I think our oats and our barley will be ready here in a few days. You can also see that our soybeans are up out of the ground. Soybeans from the guy across the street's come up. The beans that we got when we bought the field down here, they've come up, and to be quite honest, they don't really look too worse for the wear. I think the skies opened up just in time for them, so that we ended up not losing a bunch of crop due to failed germination. It's pretty cool. Yeah, today we're going to spend the whole day running wood chips. Try to stay out of the way of the forage harvester here. You can see what we did is we did a few passes on either end of the field, and because we've got the pasture fence on this side, then we have the fence between the field and the road down here. With this being a pseudo-narrow field, I didn't really want to just keep going back and forth the narrow way. Once we opened up both sides a bit, thought we'd make some of our up and down passes. what we would put in this field if we didn't have poplar in it. Kind of small for corn. And I guess maybe we would put grass in it for a hay field. But other than that, it's not really that big to really be worth the effort of putting a crop in. But I could see putting hay in here, maybe planting some alfalfa. So what do you guys think of the new DLC announcement? Announcement for the new DLC. I don't really recall the name exactly. Brand that I'm not familiar with. I have to say, I'm not overly impressed. Not really excited at all. I mean, I'll get it, cover it in the channel, but other than that, I don't think I'm going to be using it too terrible much. I mean, it includes 3 large seeders. One is 8 meters in width, which isn't that large. One is 23 and a half meters. That's a pretty good one. And then one is 30 meters, which makes it the biggest, or is it 30 and a half meters, which would make it the biggest seeder in the game at this point. It includes 2 air carts, which would be the companion trailer to the seeders that we just talked about. And the air carts are going to hold a massive amount of grain and fertilizer. Of course, you're going to, or seed and fertilizer, which of course you're going to need for a 30-meter wide seeder. So if we look here at our seeders, of course we have these that came from the big bud pack. 25.6 was the biggest we had to date. This air cart holds 34,000 liters of either fertilizer or seed. And I believe the air carts in the new DLC are going to hold 33,000 and 45,000 respectively. So they're nothing to take a stick at, so to speak. Also have a huge weeder, 30-meter weeder, I think. There is a cultivator that is in the pack. I don't recall off the top of my head the width of that. And then leave to round out the whole thing at that point is going to be a 9RX. I think that's the right designation. John Deere 9RX, not the tracked version. Or no, it is the tracked version. Yeah, I'm remembering now. It is the tracked version. So it's $7.99 US. Again, if I'm remembering correctly off the top of my head. Other than just being really big equipment, a little bit bigger than some of the big equipment that we already have, it's not really bringing anything else other than a brand. So for me, it's a little disappointing. At this point, I would hope that we wouldn't be just paying for new brands, that we would be buying new functionality with these things. Let's see, we've got maybe about another 2 passes. Fill this truck up. Looking at what's left, I've got to think maybe we might have another 2 loads in the truck. I think this is going to go, this goes a lot faster, I think, than a Poplar baler. It should be far easier to sell, for sure. Although I don't think we're going to get near as much money as we got for the Poplar bales. I think the sawmill paid a premium for the Poplar bales, maybe a 3 times premium, but they were a fair bit of work, so you gotta wonder, was the trade-off in money earned worth the time invested? I have to say, I'm not sure. I think what is definitely worth the time, though, is when Poplar just regrows like grass. That is definitely worth the investment in keeping it around. Pretty easy income. It can take about a year to get to the point where you can forage it. But at least it's free income, really. Assuming you have a forage harvester. I'm pretty sure the starting equipment includes the forage harvester and the forage head. I'm pretty sure it includes the bio baler if you have the Anderson DLC. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just haul a few loads of wood chips. I'll bring you back as we get kind of toward the end. Really, that's all we're going to do today is just haul wood chips. There isn't much more to do. We weeded our field, or we herbicide our grass field the other day. See our field of soybeans over here. Cotton's up out of the ground. Pretty much all the crops are up out of the ground at this point. And our barley and oats are nearing the final stage of growth. So they really should be ready to harvest come mid-summer. As you can see the oat field off there in the distance. I think what we'll do is we'll store all of the oat straw here in horse shed. Maybe we'll put a shed up or a bale stack up here beside the horse shed just to store that straw. Can be a little problematic in bringing that straw down every so often on the telehandler. It just takes a little bit of extra time. We'll be back with you guys once we're just about done. So we're on our way back with from our fourth load of wood chips. Getting ready to start our fifth load of wood chips. And I think that probably is going to be about the last load of wood chips. There isn't too much left in the field. Forage harvester has been able to pretty much chew through poplar on this field pretty quick. It is definitely faster than bio-baling poplar. This is indeed a dirty, dirty job. Forage harvester has gotten more dirt on it now than it had when it got finished working the big hay field. We did our first cut of that and put it all into the silage bin. I don't think the forage harvester got that dirty, nearly this dirty, that big field. Same with this truck. Starting to get to the end. Edge of the field kind of tapers off, or tapers in. So if you guys have noticed, our tree growth, saplings that we planted a few years ago have developed quite nice. Still quite a ways off from any significant growth, but they're going to look quite nice once they grow up. Looking at this and I thought, you know what? That might make an interesting thumbnail. They have taken a lot of various possible thumbnail images for this video today, so I'm not really sure what image I'm going to pick. Actually be the thumbnail, but we've got quite a selection. Sure. Try to grab a few unique angles on the job. Let me know what you guys think of these new thumbnails we've had out for a little over a week at this point. Going on maybe 2 weeks at this point. I used to do just a stock thumbnail for the series and just change the title every video. But then a couple weeks ago I decided, well, let's just see if maybe we can spark some more interest in the series by doing maybe some more theme-specific thumbnails related to what the video is about. I don't know if that's really helped with the view counts. This channel really isn't concerned with view counts. Did wonder if it might pique some interest in this long-running series. So let me know what you guys think of those new thumbnails, and if there's anyone that maybe is new to the series that came after the thumbnails started. Was it because of the thumbnail change that led you to series? Well, while we're waiting for him to turn around, I just wanted to show you guys, looking at 48% ground moisture, 25% crop moisture. Remember, just a video or two ago, we were talking about having 9% ground moisture. Just 9%. Drought conditions are 12%. Now that we've had our rain, we are well over 9%, 12%. We are at what, 40 some percent? I think the highest I saw it during the rain was maybe 55%, maybe even 60%. Kind of hard to remember at this point. We've got sunny skies today, sunny skies tomorrow, sunny skies on Wednesday. So we've got 3 days of sunny, then rain, sunny, rain, rain. So still fairly far out in the forecast, but still, for the end of the week, we're going to have possibly 3 days out of 4 in rain. It's going to be mid-summer. That's going to be harvest time. 3 out of 4 days rain, harvest time. Yeah, great news there. Midsummer, as I've said, should be when 2 fields of barley here and our 1 field of oats are going to come in. One of those rainy days might be a perfect day to bring our new cattle in. Beef lot, supplement the dozen or so Holsteins that we have. And everything in the beef lot to this point, or at this point, the dozen or so Holsteins are all a result of our dairy breeding program. Over the years, we've had 12 bulls get born. Any females that get born have pretty much stayed in the dairy lot so they can grow up, and then once they hit 2 years old, look at getting them inseminated and get them kind of with calf, if you will, so that then they can become productive members of the dairy population. Beef cattle got a little different outlook on life. We're going to just keep them until they good and fat, and then we're going to haul them off and be about getting them butchered up. Good old burger, good old steak, tenderloin, ribs, all kinds of good cuts of meat. So we've got maybe one more pass on this field. Thank you guys for coming out and watching the video today. Let me know in the comments, have you done Poplar? If you haven't done Poplar, why haven't you done Poplar? Did you know that in Farm Sim 19, Poplar regrows on its own? No special mod required. There was a script in 17 that allowed Poplar to regrow, but in 19, plant once, harvest many. Seasons, it takes about a year, maybe a little under a year, to have the poplar go from, it's a little over a year, around a year. Basically to go from this state here, harvested, back to ready to harvest. The only thing we need to do is possibly weed it, herbicide on it when the weeds come up, and some fertilizer on it. It's going to be our 6th load of wood chips at about 18 tons each, or 45,000 liters. Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.